Are you a regular WSTA bus rider? Well, get ready. There will be some major changes coming to certain routes this fall, and you'll have the opportunity to weigh in.
Another day, another bus. New and familiar faces at stops, waiting to get off and on. Since COVID, roughly 1.5 million people have taken a WSTA bus. After an extensive look at data, performance, and analysis of current rides, WSTA, along with a consulting firm, are making adjustments that they say will boost ridership.
I know WSTA's been around for upwards of 50 years, if not more, but it's been a while since we made any drastic changes, especially to change routes for greater frequency, whereas COVID led us to changing service in a more negative way where we had to discontinue because of driver shortages.
Routes 83, 93, and 103, three of the highest ridership routes that pick up 19 passengers or more per hour, will now pick up passengers twice per hour instead of once. Routes 99, 100, 108, and 110 will be eliminated, as they stand as the four lowest ridership routes within the WSTA system, picking up only 5 passengers or fewer per hour.
The idea is to take the hours from those lowest ridership routes and dedicate them to higher frequency, higher ridership routes.
But that's not all. WSTA will no longer service Knollwood Street and instead connect directly to Country Club Road, so that route isn't slowed by traffic in a corridor that sees very few bus riders.
There are a lot of different employment nodes around the city that these buses serve on a day-to-day basis, and for a lot of people, the buses might not access those locations at certain times of the day or at a frequency that they need to, basically accomplish all their goals on a day-to-day basis that are essential and necessary to living. So ideally this increased ridership and increased frequency would allow for those goals to be achieved for people that otherwise aren't able to.
WSTA is also eliminating transfers and offering a $2 day pass where folks can ride the bus as many times as they need.
And we know that some riders are more nervous than others, especially those that are losing service, so we expect to specifically serve those riders on routes that are being discontinued so that they have a say and have a voice.
That's why WSTA is holding a public information session at the end of April to hear from the community. But I got to hang out on a WSTA bus ahead of time to hear what routine riders have to say.
I like to see the buses, 93 and certain buses running at night, because the buses that y'all stop running at night is convening a lot of people to walk in dangerous areas and risk of getting shot or stabbed or hit.
I would like to see them extended at least in half an hour to give people who are getting off on the end of second shift to be able to get to their route from downtown.
Gotcha.
That's been a problem, because if you get caught out there after you get off, you're walking, you're on your feet, or if you don't have anybody to call, you're just out of luck.
We have documents and standards in place to go back to the drawing board and change them later on and, essentially benefit those communities that weren't, that were disadvantaged by these changes. But also we have plans in place to implement microtransit, which would allow for subsidized rides for those communities that, like I said, are having discontinued service.
Now, the public information session will be held April 25th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Central Library downtown. You can join virtually or in person. More details on that at cityofws.org. I'm Sarah Mastori reporting.